Hello everyone! Today on Binky's Gaming Thoughts, I have a keen poison spider Vitar on my face, like my Qunari Inquisitor does. Is it intense? Because it certainly feels intense on my face, especially around the eyes. So, obviously, as you can see, I'm right-handed, so this side is better than this side. So today, we're going to talk about the religions of Thedas. I have my watermarked notes because I spilt water on them. And there are several small cults that exist, but we're going to be looking at the actual larger scale religions, the main ones, and we're going to try to find little clues in what there is, the information about them that might link them together. Because I'm pretty sure that there is a link somewhere, somehow, that they're all linked, either an event or something, and they all started from that same specific thing or event or person. So let's find out what we can find out today. So obviously I'm not going to be talking about the Talvashoth or the Promisers or the Venatori. That'll be for another time. We've already looked at them a bit, but they're not part of the bigger scheme of things. So we're going to start with a large cult, so technically religion, called Bloodband. Bloodband is a term coined by the leader of those who still believe in the old gods. So Falstick, their leader, hates the Templar order, like with a passion. And he hates them for killing the mages in the name of righteousness. So apparently Falstick protects and heals his people, and they hide out in the wilds. So in return for this healing and protection, they provide him with some of their blood, which enhances his powers. So they willingly, freely give him of their blood. So there's a lot of blood magic going on here with these people. Hence the name Bloodband. But it really does seem like they are willing to give him their blood. And they really don't like the Templars, since Templars kill mostly mages who practice blood magic. So if they're Bloodband, all about blood magic, then obviously they're not going to like people who kill people who are like them. The Bloodband believes in the old gods, despite that the religion died after the first blight. So they worship the same dragon gods the Magisters who entered the Golden/Black City did. Them being Dumat, the Dragon of Silence, Zazikel, Chaos, Tot, Fire, Andorel, Slaves, Uthemiel, Works and Beauty, Razikali, Mystery, and Luzakan, Night. They are in alliance with a mysterious person whom they never see, called the Man of Light. I wonder who could that be? So talk about another Man of Light, if it's not the same one, the Chantry, the Andrastians, those who believe in the Maker. So those who follow the way of the Chantry from the Chant of Light, this is an interlude for, which we're studying together, calling themselves Andrastians, believe the teachings of Andraste, prophet of the Maker. They believe the Maker to be the all-seeing, the wellspring of creation, as we've discussed previously. The religion was founded by Cordelius Dracon, the first emperor of Orlais. Some of its beliefs are also called chantric as an adjective. They believe the Maker turned his back on them when the Magisters entered the Golden City. Of course, we already knew that. The Chantry began the calendar of ages, when before the time of the Chantry is referred to as ancient. So ancient and then the ages. Each age lasts 100 years. The chantry appoints a female divine to rule the chantry, probably because of Andraste was female, and she decides the name of the next age, usually based on dreams and visions that have come to her in the Fade, that she believes is a sign from the Maker. So the Navaran Accord established the Circle of Magi and brought it and the Inquisition under its authority. The Templar Order, in charge of disciplining mages, and the Seekers of Truth, special agents of the divine and overseers of the Templars, were also established. Tevinter didn't believe that Andraste was truly divine. They believe that she was mortal, and thus they don't follow the same exact beliefs or calendar. Since this religion was founded, there have been many exalted marches to purge those who don't believe in the Maker. Rather drastic and cruel, if you ask me. They believe that when the Chant of Light will be sung across all of Thedas, the Maker will return. We've also discussed the possibility of maybe when the Maker returns, then the song, well, the Chant of Light will be sung across all Thedas. They believe the Maker to be the sole God, and that it should be the only accepted religion across Thedas. It almost sounds like a convert or die situation, seeing how drastic they're willing to be and the extent they're willing to go to. To me, the exalted marches and certain things Andrastians have done, to the elves and stuff like that, in the name of the Maker, seems not so different as the Qun. Blasphemy! I just compared the chantry with the Qun. So the Qun. There was a lot of banter between Solis and Iron Bull arguing about the Qun. To the Qunari, the Qun is a code of honor based on the writings of Ashakari Kozlun. I'm pretty sure I'm not pronouncing that properly. The philosophy is a set of laws, set as a legislative guide, a very rigid legislative guide, and social architecture governing the Qunari, people of the Qun. That's what Qunari means, people of the Qun. It defines the roles of each member, not dissimilar to how ants function. If we're going to be honest here. Ants are categorized very specifically. So you're a soldier, you're a gatherer, you're a this, you're a that, you're a drone, you're going to mate with the queen or the fly off, So a lot of Qunari are categorized like that. They're soldiers, there's the Ben Hasrat, the spies. And all the Qunari are disciplined and taught their category from a very young age. So it's like hatching from an egg and saying you're this, you're that, and that's what you learn, and that's it, that's all. You can't deviate from that. Qunari who are fanatics attempt to, as they say, enlighten, talk about light and stuff, they attempt to enlighten all other races in regards to their philosophy. Sound familiar? Yes, enlightening. I thought so too. Although very different in many ways, many Andrastians try to enlighten others as well. And they will wage war. The exalted marches. Purging the elves. The key difference is that Andrastians are not categorized and are free to choose their social standing. Unless they're mages, of course. Of course. They are bound to a circle. So when Solis tells Bull that deciding for someone else their state and dictating how they should think is wrong and takes away their freedom, does he realize that in many ways the chantry is the same? Does he realize does he know he's He's specifying about the Qun. Does he know that he's talking about other religions in general? Not so evidently, but still. He argues about the Qun, but it could be about many religions. So what other philosophy categorizes someone in a class and dictates they are born there and stay there, or are cast down, and if they venture away, they are cast away, castless? The dwarves, those who believe in the stone. All right, so as explained in Descent, dwarves believe they are children of the stone, born of the earth itself. They refer to her as a she, as I mentioned in previous videos. Dwarves venerate her, but they don't worship her as a goddess per se. They believe that the stone is a living and shifting entity with a will that guides all dwarves, that she protects and shelters them. Although they also believe that one must remain in their caste or be casteless. So, a surface dwarf is casteless because it's as though they have rejected the stone herself. Dwarves believe they will all return to the stone when they die. They also believe in the gangway. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this properly. The gangway. That basically is that the stone is unpure, and each dwarf must carve away their darkness and impurities. The Legion of the Dead are there to protect the stone from her own impurities. Although the dwarves don't believe, not all, that a greater being was created, some surface dwarves like Varric are Andrastians, they don't necessarily believe that a greater being created the stone, but their philosophy doesn't contradict such a religion as the one of the Chant of Light. So it could coincide. However, according to the chantry, the maker didn't create dwarves. So then where do they pop out of? Where do they pop out from? So according to the chantry, it was all about humans. No dwarves, no elves, no Qunari, just humans. But we know better, don't we? Who else was cast out of the chant? Elves. We know that the elves worship 9 gods, the Evenuris, out of which 7 were locked away by Fen'Harel. Although they don't worship him, some do. They mostly curse him, Fen'Harel. Solus reveals to us that they are not actually deities, as the Maker is perceived to be. They are not creators. They don't claim to have walked the mortal world, though they do. So they killed Mythal. Had they been allowed to remain free, they would have wreaked havoc, destroyed the world, so Solus locked them up in the Eternal City, in the Fade. So the Evenuris are Elgar'nan, god of vengeance, Mythal, the great protector, Falondine, friend of the dead, the guide, Dirthamen, keeper of secrets, Andruil, goddess of the hunt, Siles, the hearth keeper, June, god of the craft, Gil'annane, mother of the Hala, and Fen'Harel, the dread wolf. The dread wolf. The dread wolf. There are also the Forgotten Ones, who are the negative aspects of the Evenuris. Fen'Harel is both Evenuris and Forgotten One. Little is known about these ones, though. Elves paint Valasleen on their faces to worship an Evenuris, which Solus reveals was a bond, like being bound to a master, and in his eyes is a form of slavery. That's what he was trying to lead his people away from slavery. So I need to study the history a bit more to figure out certain events, if there's a specific event that might link all of these religions together, perhaps in a future video. But before I bring this video to a close, I want to have a look at something with you that stands out to me. So we've been reading the Chant of Light. So we've been noticing numbers in the chant, in the religions, centered around people and beings. All right, so let's take a look at this. 7 times 70 men. This is from the Chant of Light, as though talking about Titans, dwarven roots. 7 Evanuris were locked up. With Mithal and Fen'Harel, that is a total of 9 Evanuris. 7 old gods and 7 magisters. 9 sacred mountains. Dragon is the 9th age. So 7 and 9 are numbers that repeat a lot. So I looked up the numerology of these numbers. Get this. In numerology, 7 plus 9 is 16. 16, you got to break it down. It's 1 plus 6. It's a 7. Okay? So these numbers really are links to the religion. They link the religions together. They link the philosophies together. And they could stem, like I've said in the past, some things could be linked. Evanuris could be old gods. Like, who knows? Who knows? So obviously 7, because it comes up the most often, is the dominating number. And 7 plus 9 is a 7. But 9 is the accompanying number. So let's first look at the accompanying number. Numerology 9. It's the number of leadership. The integration with three aspects, 3 realms: physical, intellectual, and spiritual. Spirits, demons. It's the last symbol before the return to unity. So I think it's a bit revealing about the age dragon. 9th sacred mountain, where Andraste was, in Lore Fen'Harel, is the 9th Evanuris. So possibly a link between Fen'Harel and Andraste. 9th sacred mountain, 9th Evanuris. And the return of what? Return to unity. What does that mean? Return to unity. Return of the Maker, return of the Evanuris, return of the Paradise, maybe the return of the hero of Ferelden, the return of the King, the return of the Jedi. So let's look at numerology 7. So get this. It is the seeker, the thinker, the searcher of truth. The seekers of truth. It's, you know, especially Inquisition was all about rebuilding, reshaping the Inquisition, the seekers of truth. So, dude, you know? So the 7 technically doesn't take anything at face value and is always trying to understand the underlying hidden truths. And the 7 knows that nothing is exactly as it seems. And that reality is often hidden behind illusions. Illusions of what? The Bane? What's an illusion? Is the Maker an illusion? Solus revealed a lot of illusions about the Evanuris. Revealed things that are actually true, that we didn't know were true. Take what you want from that, but it references what we do here also. Searching the underlying truths. I was born on the 16th of December, and 16 is a 7. This is what I do. It's my calling. The calling! So this is where I'm going to end this video on this calling note of numbers. And I'm going to continue Threnodies and with more interludes coming up. Some really fun and exciting interludes. And be sure to like the video, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, share the video, and you can follow me on Twitter at Binky Prod. And I'll see you all soon. Masaranas. Be sure to check out some of my other stuff, and remember to buy video games at a discounted price and support me at no additional cost to you. Just follow my G2A affiliate link. To learn more how that can help you as well, you can watch my full explanation video on that. Thanks for tuning in.